Yeah. Yes, sir. This is different. This is episode 35, a college football show. Now I am the governor of college football. And with me, as always, is my co-pilot, Jalen Wilson. And today we got a special guest. This kind of feels like it's a little read and react-esque, a little bit, a show that we had back in the day. My guy, the waviest to ever do it. That's Moon to the Vibes. Jalen, as
I'm
always.
excited. This is our first time on College Football Showdown, so I appreciate y'all having me. The number two, Jalen got great internet right now, y'all. Y'all gonna see over the course of the show. So that's something that's also different and new changes. And also it is good to be like in our read and react vibes with three faces on the screen and stuff.
It's been a long time, man. It's been a very long time. This is our first time going live. Episode 35. I feel like College Football Showdown is one of the best kept secrets. If you're a college football fan, we get y'all not one but two uploads a week. We tend to get y'all somewhere between like 40 to an hour. You know what I'm saying? Every episode is fire. One of the best kept secrets. So if you found this, keep it on the hush because we like to stay at that level. Moon, let's get you to kick it off. I'm always kicking it off. You kick it off. Good.
All right. If you don't know, make sure you hit that follow button. Check out CFB Nation. Check out Jalen Wilson on YouTube as well.
Channel's going up too.
Going crazy.
Channel's definitely going up.
Reggie Bush.
Yeah, I got a DBU video dropping. I don't know when, but
you said DBU, the real DBU. You gonna upset somebody.
Yeah,
you are going to upset somebody.
Sorry if my stuff was a little behind, Moon. I wasn't aware of that, but it kind of cut you off. So
you good, bro.
You talking about the real DBU? That's already got people in the uproar.
Mm-hmm.
Reggie Bush and college football fans around the nation, the world really, are happy, overjoyed, I would say, because Reggie Bush got his Heisman Trophy back once again. But he's not stopping there. He wants his reputation back as well. The former Southern California tailback is trying to not only get his Heisman Trophy back reinstated, but taking the biggest step yet in his fight against the NCAA to restore his good name. And this makes sure that his records stay intact with the college football's greatest. He has a quote that says, "There was never a doubt in my mind that this would come because I know the truth is on my side." Fellas, we get the draft party kicked off with some good news, but also heavy pushback against the NCAA. What say you, KT, Governor?
Hey, shout out to goddamn Johnny Manziel, bro. Not saying that this wasn't in the works before he said it, but to say it on a national stage over there on Club Shay Shay, shout out to Shannon Sharp and everything he's doing. He's won a Webby Award. He's really changing the scope of what it is to do internet media. The production on that show is out of this world. So shout out to him first and foremost, but then also shout out to Johnny Manziel, who took a stand against it and really got a lot of people talking about it. Reggie Bush is my favorite college player of all time is Desmond Howard, but Reggie Bush is probably arguably the most exciting college football player I've ever seen. So I feel good to see him have his Heisman back. I was in Reddit the other day. I love being in Reddit. I was in a Reddit discussion. It was like, imagine with the Heisman House, him coming back to the Heisman House. It's been so long. So what would that first commercial been back with it? It's gonna be awkward. Like,
they honestly can do so much good with that commercial.
They really
it honestly could be so funny.
Mm.
ESPN just has to nail it. That's all they gotta do. That's all they gotta do. Nail it, because the joke is there.
Yeah, it is 100%. Like
they just gotta lean into it.
It should be super awkward. Like, y'all remember the new Aunt Vivian, the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air? How kind of Will was just kind of looking at the camera. Yeah. Like, it could be something like that. Like Jalen said, they just gotta nail it.
But Reggie Bush, he doesn't plan on dropping his defamation lawsuit filed last year against the NCAA over the governing body's 2021 characterization of the circumstances, which ultimately led to all the trouble for Reggie.
That'll go away. I promise you that will go away. That's how I feel. They will make it right. They will do something that they supposed to do. This situation can be fixed.
But I want to ask, because isn't defamation, isn't that like tearing down somebody's name?
Their character. Yeah.
Yeah, but I guess it could tear down your character. But I was just thinking, like, because he did, I don't know if he accepted money, but like, didn't his parents accept money? So, or like you, somebody somewhere accepting money.
Right.
So I'm like, I don't know how that can be defamation. I was thinking emotional distress.
Mm-hmm.
A lot to go the whole emotional distress route. Be so much heart, so much loss of sleep, so much pain over almost over 2 decades
Right.
because y'all
Over
threw so
two.
much dirt on my name in college football. Y'all done tore down my record books in college football. All the stuff I accomplished and everything. Yeah. So
He
yeah,
was
I mean,
electric, man.
yeah,
Super electric.
yeah. You know, if I was him, I was super emotional distress. I feel like that can stick a little bit more. You know, I can sell it a little bit more.
He did have a quote. He said it was more about being labeled a cheater. The trophy being taken away from me was painful, but being labeled a cheater was far worse because I've never cheated and there's no proof of that and that I've cheated.
Yeah, cheating is a different word in baseball. If you take things that help you see the ball better, like they were taking greenies back in the day, or you're taking steroids, that's different. He didn't cheat. He just got caught, or his folks got caught getting money. That's different.
Reggie Bush didn't cheat. USC might have cheated. Reggie
For sure.
Bush didn't cheat.
For sure.
Like, you know, that's all I did was accept it. The money don't help me play any better.
No, it doesn't.
You know, it's just a incentive kind of like the money doesn't help me play any better. You know, it just made me go to that college. To me, that's USC cheating and not Reggie Bush cheating.
And they had to pay consequences because, you know, Reggie Bush won the Heisman in 2005, but he had to forfeit in 2010. They got hit with the sanctions, which led to more. How would you categorize it, KT? The ripple effects of those sanctions.
I mean, think about where the program was when he was there, versus where it was after about. I mean, should we say like maybe a half a decade, like 7 years? It definitely wasn't the same. So the sanctions were impactful. But at the end of the day, I think Lincoln Riley's there now. Reggie Bush got his trophy back. I think the defamation lawsuit will go away. I think it goes back to what the commercial we said, and then it's a big step for them to do that. Really big step.
Yeah, it is. It's a good step forward. Very good step forward. You know, speaking of other steps, Georgia. Hopefully, we get there on the CLB Nation tour, game tour in 2024.
Message.
But 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 they got some news recently, as of an hour ago, because quarterback Jaden Rashada transferred to Georgia after leaving Arizona State. Breaking news. Rashada's agent, Henry Danger of Disruptive Sports, told the Associated Press in an email on Thursday that the one-time Florida quarterback commit had transferred to the Gators' Southeastern Conference rival, Georgia. How do we feel about this, especially with Rashada being among the top 40 prospects in the country when he signed back in 2022 and ultimately where he is now? We'll start with Jalen first.
You know, about this move, I kind of like it, but of course, Georgia will have competition in this quarterback room. I'm afraid he might have also made the wrong decision. Of course, if you listen to this podcast, KT already knows. I'm a big fan of top talent going other places. That's not always the big schools. Go to Nebraska, go to Indiana, go to Syracuse, go to NC State, go to Kentucky, because the whole goal is to make it to the league. And you are running from the grind. You just trying to better your life.
Yeah. But it's beautiful out there in Arizona, though.
It is. It is. Honestly, I mean, I like the move. I can see, because Carson Beck is most definitely going after next season.
For sure.
Yeah.
What's the other quarterbacks they got in that room? Because didn't they get a true
I mean, Brock
freshman?
Vandergriff is no longer there. He's at Kentucky
Yeah, Brock
now, so that's
Vanderbilt's
already a
gone.
heartbreaker.
Gunner
At this
Stockton, is it
point.
Gunner Stockton still there? Right?
Yep.
Or yeah. I mean, if he's a starter by
Gunner
now,
Stockton, is
I'm
it
not putting
still
hope
there?
into him.
Ugh.
Honestly,
Me
like
personally, it's no competition from in my mind that I would fear after
it,
Carson Beck leaves.
in my head, I want to say they got a true freshman either in the 2023 class or in this class
I
that
think it was
early
this.
enrolled.
It was this past cycle. It was an early in royally. It was after the Rayola. I don't know why it slipped my mind that debacle.
Yeah, I think me and you talked about him as like
We did.
the
We just
backup.
talking about it
Yeah,
on a
the
very
whole
recent
backup
episode.
situation with
Yeah.
Georgia. But yeah, I can see him definitely like winning out that starting job next season after Carson Beck leaves and being the starting quarterback for a year or two, depending on how good he is, to where he might enter the draft after his first year as a starter. So I think it's a good move. You know, I also kind of wish he maybe took his time, went out. I mean, maybe he did. Maybe he laid out all his offers, but I do
He
think
would
it's a
have
good
only
move.
had like 5 more days after this. So yeah,
Okay,
because they shortened the window. The window used to be much longer, but it's only 15 days. So
okay.
yeah, it's only
See, I
so much
wasn't aware
more
of
for
that
the
one.
day. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So all right, when I look at this Jaden Rashada situation, I look at the wrongdoing of the Florida Gators, where he was supposed to get this amount of money. That didn't happen. So he thought he was heading to Gainesville. He's not heading to Gainesville. Now he's going to Arizona State. Things
Bad
didn't
situation.
quite mesh. Yeah,
Terrible
with
situation.
him, Kenny Dillingham. The effects of post Herm Edwards at Arizona State, it's been rough. It's been really
Yes.
rough. So you think of him going to Georgia, I started to get worried. I start thinking Tate Martell. That's what I start thinking when I see stuff like this, because is this year, is he truly going to take everything he could take from Carson Beck, truly learn this system, and then maybe he can thrive, but he has to be willing to put the work in. But my fear is what happens next spring season, and he's looking to be the guy. He don't win the competition. Now we're just
He's
looking
gone.
at
He's gone.
yeah. It's so much. So I'm just fearful. That's all.
That's
I
why
think
you
he
said
has
Tate
talent.
Martell.
Yeah, that's why I said
difference is
Tate Martell. I'm fearful.
Yeah, I mean, I think the big difference is with Tate Martell. I think Tate Martell was he thought he was better than what he actually was. He was in over his head, and he was cocky. Now,
For
of
sure.
course,
Yeah,
to be
that was a
to
good
be
point.
successful, you got to be cocky at it,
A little bit.
to a certain
Yeah.
But I think that's the big thing with Tate Martell. Jaden Rashada, I don't really get the cockiness from him. I don't think he's in over his head.
No, he flashed a little bit last year. It wasn't like completely bad.
But he had to deal with adversity. He began the season last season as a starter. He only played in 3 games, and he had a knee injury.
Yeah,
And he threw. If you look at his performance, and we break down the stats like a Nino Brown exclusive, he went 4-3, 4 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. So it's like, I don't know really what I can. It's tough.
It's such a small sample size. It's a really small sample size. So we're gonna come back Moon later. I know. Hey, we talk college football on this show, so of course we had to open it up. I appreciate my guy Moon opening up with the college football. But let's talk some drafts talk. I want to start with the Patriots first. I figure we'll go to our teams and then we'll do an overall talk. The Patriots with the 3rd pick in the NFL draft. Jalen, how do you feeling? I know there's a guy that you don't want. I know there's a guy that you don't want. So how does this thing work down? If Jaden Daniels does in Chocolate City in the district, which I would love to see, very reminiscent of RG3 12 years ago at the same spot, would you want to trade down?
No, because I'll take Drake May. I will only trade down if we're taking Michael Penix in the 2nd round. I don't want Bo Nix.
Will he last to the 2nd round? You said you don't want Bo?
I don't want Bo.
I think Denver wants Bo.
I don't
Bo's
want
not
Bo.
lasting no 2nd round.
Nah. You
I
said
don't
you
want
don't
JJ
want Bo.
McCarthy. I don't want Bo. Like JJ McCarthy and Bo.
What's your beef with JJ
different-
McCarthy?
Oh my lord! I thought he was overrated in high school. I thought he was overrated in college. I feel like he's just a college version of, and this dude's a baller. Don't get me wrong, Brock Purdy, as in like he's very protected. You know, he's never really had to face a
You are pulling
I can see that.
shots today,
I can see that. I can see the parallel though.
like, oh man, good offensive line, good defense,
good running
good
game,
running backs, yeah,
yeah. I can
good
see the parallel.
coaching. It's like, oh man, this dude just came into a blessed situation. All he had to do was do the right thing. Like,
I mean, but that drive in the semifinal of the playoff against Bama, that drive don't like that wasn't enough for you though.
KT, I saw Stetson Bennett tear up Ohio State defense for final drive. I'm not doing that. Nope. I saw that.
I remember that year. Yep. I remember that.
Shout out to Stetson Bennett, man.
JJ is better than Stetson Bennett. I will say that. But I do not want JJ McCarthy. I don't want Bo Nix. I feel like Bo Nix and JJ McCarthy are in the same realm to where they were both in like protected systems. You know, we kind of seen what Bo Nix had when he was at Auburn. Now, of course, he was younger. And at Oregon, he kind of matured, but I don't want either.
It doesn't scare you. So if you trade down and let's say you can't get your guy later and you want like a Michael Penix Jr., is it would a Spencer Rattler be okay for you? And then we got to start thinking large scale. We got to start thinking large scale. Hey, listen, there will be no Spencer Rattler disrespect on this show today. We got to start thinking large scale. Next year's draft class, it's not as bad as the 2024 NBA draft class. But I mean, if you don't get your guy this year, then
what are we doing?
Okay, it's tough for me because I don't like Quinn Ewers. I like Shedeur Sanders, although he got so bad about him too, like the footwork and stuff.
But you're gonna have to be really bad to get Shedeur.
Really, you know?
I think so.
It depends.
You said really bad. Yeah. You have
like as a team, as far as draft order.
Yeah.
What scares you about Drake May? Like, is he too Mac Jones-ish? Like, what is it?
I would take Drake May over Mac Jones right now.
Not right now, but what about at the same time period coming out of college?
Yeah, you remember. I switched up on Mac Jones like the day before the draft.
You did. I thought he was going to be pretty daggone good.
Yeah, like watching Mac Jones tape, I was like, oh, Devontae Smith's making a lot of crazy fantasy. I really don't like this anymore.
That wide receiver core is scary, bro.
Yeah, like give me Drake May. Honestly, if we don't draft a quarterback at number 3, I would like to draft Joe Alt or Marvin Harrison Jr.
Okay.
Then I would like to pick up Michael Penix because it's actually been talks of us
for the record. Trading. You're Alt guy, and I'm sorry for cutting you off. You're I guy
You're
over Olo Fashanu guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I feel like Alt has like Hall of Fame potential. But I feel like because it was talks earlier that we might potentially trade this. Now, this is not the Patriot way. We might trade back into the first round potentially with that 34
That's not the Patriot way. That mean the new regime is actually doing something.
Yeah. So like, because I saw that report on Twitter by a Patriots beat writer. But I was like, then I'm like, hey, we can get Penix there, it'd be straight. But if we don't get Jaden Daniels, we definitely not get Williams. If it ain't Drake May or Jaden Daniels, don't give it to me. Just give me Joe Alt, Marvin Harris Jr. Trade down.
So take the pick or trade down and get the guy that you want.
So pick Michael Penix over JJ McCarthy at 3. I don't care what people say. I'll take it.
So I got a question for you guys before we move on to the next question because we're coming to Moon next. I need to know, what is the floor for Caleb Williams in Chicago? They put some pieces around him. And what is the ceiling? Jalen, give me the floor because you're harsh. Moon, give me the ceiling.
The floor. A little bit better of the best version of Jay Cutler.
Yo, me and you on the same type of vibes, Jay.
That's the floor. So what is the ceiling then?
The
That's
ceiling.
That's not a bad floor. Don't say it. Don't say it. Don't say it. Don't say it. Don't say it.
Please don't tell me Moon finna go that route.
He about to go that route. What's the ceiling, bro?
Man.
All right, I'll say that my ceiling has changed ever since I watched that pivot interview that he did with Ryan Clark,
Okay.
and I'll give them a shout out, whatever. But I found out a lot more and right around at the perfect time, and let me know about him. I would say that his ceiling, he really wants to be the GOAT, bro. A little bit better version of Aaron Rodgers.
You said the GOAT. Come on now. We're talking about Aaron Rodgers.
I'm talking about a little bit better version. So Aaron Rodgers with
Okay.
rings.
That's a high.
Aaron
Oh,
Rodgers with
okay.
rings.
That's a high
Okay, you talking about Aaron Rodgers with
Yeah.
the clutch gene.
Yeah, with the clutch
Playoffs.
G.
Yeah.
That's a high ceiling for sure. So Moon, for anybody that doesn't know, he a Dirty Bird fan. He likes the Atlanta Falcons. He was in the transfer portal, but I think he's back in the ATL. I think he's calmed down a little bit. What do you want your Dirty Birds to do at pick 8?
I want them to just not fumble the bag. Take what we got right there. We got plenty of options that we can go with. I'm telling you now, it's gonna be hard to pass on a Roma Dunze. Like if he's sitting there looking at me at pick 8 and he happens to fall, it's gonna be hard if something magical happens, like we usually get from time to time around these draft season, where it's like a player that falls that we wasn't expecting to be there. It just falls right into our lap. I know what we did previously in the last 3 years with getting Pitts, getting London, getting Bijan. Our offense is already explosive. Well, we have the potential to be explosive. I won't give us cookies for things that we just have not done.
Yeah.
Like we didn't make the playoffs, so we need to be realistic with ourselves. I do think that if we bolster the wide receiver core a little bit more, it is more helpful to Kirk Cousins. It is more helpful to the offense where we are with Zach Robinson being and giving more pieces, especially with him having the ties to Los Angeles. I feel like this system on defense, I'm thinking they're going to probably try to go at the end. Maybe like a Dallas Turner, maybe a Jared Verse, maybe a Lasso if he falls.
Could you trade down and get them? Or
I would love for them to trade down.
Okay.
Trade down so we get out of that pick at pick 8. If there's nobody that falls, then we go we get 2 picks in the first round. That's what I want. I want 2 picks in the first round, and then we can trade up with the picks that we have in rounds 2 and 3, and just see what shakes out. Because we know it's loaded in heavy position, loaded in certain positions, loaded in not loaded in others, but we just gotta pick our spots. My personal favorite of what I would want to see them draft is what Jalen said, like a Joe Alt if he came there, because you getting somebody that's a Hall of Fame guy, but he's not gonna fall.
I'm not sure you're getting him
I don't see a situation where they trade up.
Mm-hmm.
Like in other years past, I might have been like, "Yo, Jalen, governor." I'm hearing a lot of talks, but nah, I haven't. I think the fan base would be cool if we take edge because we haven't taken edge in a while, and I think they honestly are still scarred by Vic Beasley taking the edge in the first round.
He was good, you know. He was good.
No, he was not.
I think it's expectations versus reality, bro.
Stop. I rock with Clemson. Clemson treat me good every time we go there, but I'm not gonna cap. Beasley did not hit where he was supposed to hit for a first round prospect at that point in time. And then you go ahead and draft Tack McKinley, and that's like even worse.
Yeah.
And that crashed out, and you can see on draft that had the potential to crash out.
Yeah,
that's one of my favorite parts of the draft. That's one of my favorite parts of the draft.
So with the 8th pick in the 2024 NFL draft, the Atlanta Falcons select
Dallas Turner, edge.
Dallas Turner, edge. Okay.
Right. I mean, it's a boring pick, but I feel like we need boring because we already got enough flash. If I had it my way, the Atlanta Falcons select Rome Dunze and pair him
Mm,
up with Drake
wow.
London and just go absolutely bonkers.
And
Kirk
Cal
Cousins,
Pitts.
you want to
Yeah.
be Mr. Icy, Mr. Show off my necklace glow the
Hmm.
perfect.
That's who
Then
y'all
let's do
got.
it.
That's right. I don't think y'all got like some other quarterback. Y'all got Kirk Cousins. That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. They
Yeah.
gave him that
If you're
bag
gonna
too.
give him the money, then I might as well
Mm.
like why not get another wide receiver on a rookie contract? I mean, hey. I mean it's heavy, it's top heavy at that point in time. Being at that spot, I've been doing a lot of mock drafts, and ever since we were doing this in December, the being picking with the Atlanta Falcons have been so frustrating because
Mm.
we're in a spot that is not at the cream of the crop, so we're not in the top four. So it puts us in a position like, okay, well, we had to get a Kirk Cousins because we don't have the possibility to get a quarterback of the potential of a Caleb Williams, a Jaden Daniels,
Mm.
we don't want to take JJ higher than what he is being projected right now,
For
like
sure.
back of first round. So we do pay Kirk Cochains, and I don't want to
Kirko.
go too much. I don't want to go too much on to like the contract and stuff, but if you're gonna put that investment into it, then have the piece brought in and say, hey, well, bring in a young receiver because we don't really have a lot of we got depth now, but they've been adding pieces in free agency like a Rondale Moore, for example, like a Mooney that's in the same size. So they're showing you that we're trying to switch our identity from what we were before,
Mm.
which is more stocky, more Atlanta Falcons are the basketball team of the South. Like
Right.
got tall wide receivers, Matt Collins, like that, and getting more short and explosive, more twitchy for this offense. But I mean, I'm sure Zach Robinson will love a target. I wouldn't be mad at Brock Bowers. Hey, I wouldn't be mad at Brock. Like if we got a Brock Bowers, a Georgia connection, that would make a lot of sense. I wouldn't be mad at it.
Lad
But
McConkey.
Mm.
it's like we would have to commit to that scheme, and that would just be saying to me, we just want to smash people in the mouth, and we just gonna go two tight ends, Kyle Pitts, Brock Bowers, maybe get
Hey,
some.
Pretty
that
good.
wouldn't be bad at all. You should definitely be able to run the ball. So let me explain to you all. I'm a Buffalo Bills fan. For anybody don't know, so we about to talk about this Bills pick at 28. Let me tell you all the type of crap I got to deal with. Stephon Diggs got traded to the Houston Texans, and I'm in a group chat with these two fools, man. And stuff. And I'm telling you, some of the trolling I got to deal with.
Hey,
I don't
Moon, me
care
and
if
you
it's
got to
funny
run
or
routes for
not, bro.
them.
I'm not laughing at nothing. Hey, who's some of the who's some of the people y'all say? Yeah. Hey,
Other than that,
what one
Juice
of
be
y'all say?
running
Hey,
routes.
I
Moon, you
think
see
Jay
that
said
gif?
so. Who gonna be a wide
Yeah,
receiver? And then Moon said, "Me, you, me, KT, and Jalen."
Oh man, that man KT over trying to hype him. His ass said we're gonna have like Khalil Shakir or somebody else. Like Khalil Shakir, cool. After
Yeah.
that, I don't care. Like
Nah. All right.
really
All right.
don't care.
So it's no secret that the Buffalo Bills need a wide receiver, right? I
yeah,
think
don't
in
any other
past
position.
years it'll probably been in their best interest to move up, but we have more holes to fill. I think right now we're the second, maybe the third best team in the AFC East. We got holes to fill at safety. We
Fourth.
lost two fantastic guys at safety. Jordan Poyer, who's with the Dolphins, who will pick Josh Allen off this year, and my guy Micah Hyde. Two, I'm big fans of both of them. They're not going to wow you with their speed and nothing like that, but it's just very smart players. So we need to get some safeties on the back end. We also need to pick up another tackle. We could probably definitely use some depth at the linebacker position as well. But most importantly, we need a wide receiver. So I don't want us to trade up to get the guy that we may think that's the guy. I feel like we may see 6 receivers going this first round. So I think there's a guy there for us. I know that people are a little weary of AD Mitchell, but I think AD Mitchell would kind of fit in that 12 personnel scheme that we like to run with Dalton Kincaid, Cook at the running back, Josh Allen at quarterback, of course, Khalil Shakir on the other side. I think he can get a bunch of targets this year. We kind of seen his coming out party down the stretch. Jalen been beating on the table for years about Khalil Shakir.
He
So
told us about Khalil Shakir before anybody did.
yeah. I mean, he's even got like his own. It's not like a muse. You know how you got like LeBron Muse and all these people, but he does have a stand page on Twitter, and it's pretty good. I think it's called like Khalil Shakir season or something like that. So I think he'll definitely have a good year. And then Dawson Knox, Another tight end. So I think 12 personnel is going to be our calling card. Being able to be balanced, being able to stay in that set, being able to pass the ball out that set, run the ball out that set. I think AD Mitchell will be able to stretch the field. I hear some rumors that he has some type of health condition going on. I don't like speculating. It's all allegedly. I don't even want to speculate about that health condition. But with the speed that he got and what we've seen down in Austin this past season, I would love if my Bills picked up A.D. Mitchell. You guys think there's a better fit at wide receiver for us? You think we should move up?
At that range, that's y'all picking that? What you think, Jalen?
This is a better fit. I don't know. I mean, y'all need a lot right now. Wide receiver, better fit at wide receiver. A.D. Mitchell makes sense. I think it all depends on, because we know Neighbor's not going to be there.
No. Odunze, Harrison,
Odunze, Harrison. Thomas, do you think Thomas could be there?
He could possibly be there, but I seen somebody do filthy work, and I think it was our guy Boomer did like some real nasty work, and he did something, and I loved it. He paired Xavier Worthy with the Dallas Cowboys and put him with CD Lamb, and I was like, "Yo, that's crazy." Jalen, did you see where Brock Bowers went in our consensus draft that we're going to talk about later?
No,
Miami. He was BPA. That's the only reason why he went to Miami. That, just think about that for a moment. That would be just scary.
In like a weird place this year, bro.
Yeah.
So, I want to ask. This could be for both of y'all. Would y'all be fine not drafting a wide receiver if y'all can get like a Jalen McMillan in like the second round?
I would be okay. I would be okay with that, but then it's not fair because you're talking to guys that watch college football and love college football.
Yeah.
So a guy that follows NFL and, you know, he's only really going off the big names as he's hearing in the draft, that's not paying attention to these guys.
Gonna be like, who in the world?
Yeah, like, what are we doing? We could have got a receiver in the first round. Yeah. So would they be happy about that? Absolutely not. But would I be happy about it? Yes. Especially if we got the best player available for a position of need. Absolutely.
Like,
you want to know? Go ahead.
Lab McConkey, I don't think it'd be a bad pick in the second round, honestly.
But he gonna go at the top of the second round, though. How long is he gonna last?
Not long.
I can see him with the Patriots.
We had him going in the early second round.
Yeah, we had him going to the top of the second. It was like the top 3 or 4 picks.
We could have took him earlier than that. Really,
we could have.
It's just preference choice, especially at the back end with wide receivers, because you got names coming off the board like Troy Franklin still there.
Hey, Mo,
we had him marked to Kansas City.
I know you went Atlanta. Did you know that lad was as fast as he was? I didn't. Yeah. I just thought he was just like an elite route. I didn't know.
Yeah,
he was as fast as
my guy. My guy he's a Bulldogs Connect. Plug him in all the time. Follow him on Twitter. He's slipping my mind right now.
Dog, you're not talking about dog stats, are you?
Grind the tape. The tape. Just grind the tape. I forgot his name, but that's my guy. Met him on the field at Georgia Tech when Georgia came through. He told me, like, we talked to him and he told me like some little in-depth knowledge, but
some intel.
Bruh. I had rumblings that he was clocking for 3s, but like people around the nation was talking about he wasn't gonna hit 4.4, 4.5. So that kind of like blew the doors off. That was like great to see.
Right.
But for Lad, I would take him in the first round. I would personally. Boomer, he was talking to Mobile about wide receivers, and he said Lad was probably going to have a career that lasts probably like 7-8 years. And it got me thinking, because I was like, well, given where we're going to the new NFL, like maybe, but I don't think that was given to the full explosion of Lad, because I think people look at Lad as just like a good route runner, and they don't give him credit for just how like good of an athlete
for sure.
He is. Yeah.
So
like having somebody like that, I would. But AD, what you saying about 12 personnel is true and plays out. That's the ideal target that you would want to have. That is what you had with Gabe Davis. Was what that's like the great value version.
I just hope he can run block like Gabe Davis. Like, I knew when the Bills was running so often, if it's a tight formation and Gabe Davis is lined up and he motioning and it's not a full motion, I knew they was running and they was going to run at him every time. He was such a great run blocker.
That's gonna be tough.
I got a question for you guys. How many quarterbacks will we see drafted in the first round? I'm coming to you first, Jalen.
Caleb Williams, Drake May,
Mm-hmm.
Jane Daniels,
Mm-hmm.
Jay McCarthy.
You struggle saying
Why you said it like that?
JJ McCarthy.
Oh, that's funny.
I think 5 because Penix will be number 5. Bo Nix drops. KT Spencer Rattler's going to like 5th round. Sorry to tell you.
Spencer Rattler is not going in the 5th round.
Okay, 4th round.
4th round, day 2? No, day 2 is what, second?
Day 2
third,
is the 2nd and 3rd. 4 through 7 is day 3.
Okay, it's day 3.
But he might be selected on TV though.
You're a wild dude.
Hey, I like Spencer. Hey, I think Spencer Rattler could turn out to be a solid.
You don't see Denver taking a quarterback at 12, and you don't see Minnesota. Minnesota has to take a quarterback. So we think about the quarterbacks. Let's think about the teams who need quarterbacks. Bears is drafting Caleb. We know that. Washington is going quarterback. New England more than likely is going quarterback.
Yeah, okay, that's 3.
Right? And then after that, the Giants kind of have to go quarterback, right?
No, they paid Daniel Jones. I don't think they're going quarterback.
They paid Daniel Jones? Okay. Denver needs a quarterback, right?
They should go quarterback, but I don't think they're going quarterback.
But
Denver needs a quarterback, and then Minnesota needs a quarterback. I just named what, 6 teams?
You said Chicago, New England, Commanders, Minnesota,
Denver,
and then Vegas. Is Vegas comfortable with Aiden O'Connell?
So I wouldn't.
Hey, the way he was slinging that thing last year, I mean, I don't know.
You're not comfortable with. If you were a Vegas Raiders fan, you wouldn't be comfortable with Aiden O'Connell.
I would if I got Pierce with me.
I like Aiden O'Connell, and I'm a big fan of AP for sure.
Is it gonna take you over the mountaintop to compete over Patrick Mahomes? No,
but I mean, the Bills can't even do that with Josh Allen, so it's
that's
tough.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that's crazy.
True.
Imagine being in the cellar and talking like starters. What Drake say? Players talking like starters. I hate it.
I hate it.
For like 20 years. Come on now. But yeah, that's like what 16. So maybe, but I don't think all those teams are choosing the quarterback. They might need quarterback, but I don't think
you don't think they're all choosing one, and you don't think somebody's gonna move up towards the end of the round. But look at next year, bro. If you're a team and you're thinking, hey man, I may need to replace this dude next year, I may need a backup, you're gonna look at next year and say, I'm gonna get me one. I'm gonna get me one this year. I
think Quinn Ewers, Shador, and Carson Beck are going to be viewed as like franchise quarterbacks going into next year's draft.
Quinn Ewers, Carson Beck, Shador. That's your franchise quarterbacks that will be viewed in that way.
Yeah. So at least 3 of those 6 teams might go into this draft being like, we might be bad enough to where we will get top 10 pick and a shot at one of those 3 next year.
Would you all be surprised if a quarterback wasn't taken in the top 10 picks next year?
If a quarterback wasn't be surprised, if a quarterback wasn't selected,
wouldn't surprise me. Unless Carson Beck go crazy this year, unless Quinn Ewers go crazy. This year.
Who was the quarterbacks that went with Cam Newton draft? They was hyping up that one dude. I don't remember his name. It wasn't Blaine Gabbert. It was Cam. It was Cam Newton draft. They was hyping him up with Cam.
Because I remember who was in that draft? Von Miller, Marcel Darius.
Yeah, and then Cam Newton draft.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of the quarter. I don't. I'm gonna have to pull it up. But I got a question for you guys. Let's play over under. Chicago Bears win over 7 games next year. Y'all taking the over or y'all taking the under?
I'm hitting the over like crazy.
You taking the over? You think they're a playoff team? Can they compete with Detroit in that division?
I think they can. Detroit is not. I don't remember what they did with. I think they almost beat Detroit twice last season.
They did. They did have a chance to be. I remember one of the games they did have a chance to beat Detroit, but with the players they got in their locker room, they got some winners. I would definitely be comfortable taking the over. Now, would you be so comfortable with taking the over on the 8th though, Jalen?
Yeah,
you would.
AJ Green.
Yeah. I would.
Yes. No. I think AJ Green was he in the same one as Matt Stafford?
No,
Or was he in
I
Well,
don't
it was,
think
but because Blaine Gabbert went to Jacksonville that year, and he went number 10, and it was Jake Locker. That's who it was. It
Jake
was number
Yeah.
Locker.
8.
Jake
Jake
Locker from
Yeah.
Locker.
Washington.
If
Yeah,
Jake
that's who
Locker
that.
can go in the top 10, I think as a quarterback next year going top 10 is basically what I was trying to say earlier.
So what is the NBA
Blake
equivalent
Bortles
to the
went top 5.
2025 draft
So
class?
you said what?
What is the NBA equivalent draft class to the 2025 NFL draft class?
2020. So next year's draft?
Mm.
Next year's draft, don't get me wrong, it's like not viewed as like a generational quarterback, right?
Nah, but it's some
It
talent there.
yeah, I think it would be like the K Cunningham draft to where
Okay, I like that. I like
it
that.
isn't like K Cunningham isn't generational. Jalen Suggs definitely
Mm.
generational. Evan Mobley isn't generational. Forget who else was in that draft class, like off top of my dome. But you can get some really good pieces in that draft.
To build your
It might not be first options in basketball, but second options, we can give that. Like,
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I
Miami
mean,
Heat was
coming off
doing
the
black
top, it's
magic in the
gonna be.
locker room yesterday, Jalen.
I mean, next year's gonna be exciting, bro. The
I'm sick of
offensive
the Celtics
tackles gonna be
sometimes,
off
bro.
the board like fast. Will Campbell, Banks, Kelvin Banks coming out. A lot of edges. Will Johnson from Michigan is coming out. Probably gonna be top 10. Travis Hunter, possibly top 10.
It's definitely some talent. I just think the quarterback
Ibuka.
position is kind of thin. I think if there
Quinn
is a couple,
Ewers is probably the highest one that you could rank, and he would probably be top 15.
possibly. I got a question for you guys. First of all, the draft is in the Motor City. Is there any pieces you guys would like to see the Detroit Lions get?
The way their season went so far last year, it was like, what areas do we really need to focus on this year? Coming up, I feel like they're going to try to attack the defensive line and try to just keep adding on to the strength.
Johnny would be a good one.
That's where I would lean to.
Yeah, and I'm sure they had plenty of access to see him play. So yeah, that would be dope.
I would also say wide receiver. Jameson is solid. He isn't. I would say Jameson Williams. He's solid. He's been injury prone. I think he also had a suspension.
He has been. He was also suspended. You're right. Could you see them taking another wide receiver?
Yeah, I could.
If Brian,
First round, nah, maybe second, third. Hayden Haddon would be my guy. Taken late in the draft. If you don't know, the Idaho wide receiver.
Yeah.
So, but I would love to see him take a wide receiver. Yeah, defensive line, wide receiver. I think they lost like a DB or two in the free agency, if I'm not mistaken.
What pick do they have in this draft? They don't have a pick until the second round. I think it's
they
them, Cleveland, and it's one more.
I think.
They pick 29. They do pick 29. So it's Cleveland, and is it the Texans that don't have a first rounder this year?
Yes, I don't think the Texans have a first rounder.
So we know Minnesota has the 12th and the 23rd picks in this draft. Do you guys think to get the quarterback that they want, they're going to have to get rid of that 23rd pick?
Not necessarily with the way they GM been cooking lately. I don't know.
But if I'm a GM, I ask for that. I'm not saying that's like, oh yeah,
I see you got the 23rd. I see you got it, bro.
I see you got it. I'm not trying to act greedy or none, but
I ain't trying mine. Your business, but
don't get me wrong. Like if I'm a GM, I ask for both of those outright. First thing I ask for is both of those picks, because if you really view one of these guys as a franchise quarterback, then you're probably gonna be willing to give up both of those picks. Maybe you're not. Who knows? But in my head, if I was a Patriots GM, Ryan Poles was the Bears GM, if I was the Commanders GM, if I was the who's number 4 again, the Cardinals. If I was the Cardinals GM,
I
I'd
like
be
that
like,
take
hey,
SC. My fault,
you know,
Jalen. But yeah, I like that take
you
SC.
you straight. Um,
Mm.
if I'm them, I'm like, hey, you value one of these 4 quarterbacks as a franchise quarterback. Well, we want to value both of your first round picks. So, you know,
That's and facts, bro. You're gonna have to give me the money. You're gonna have to give me the money, and them picks gotta talk to
either I
me
need this year, either I
or
need both
next.
of them this year, or I need this year and next year.
It's a non-negotiable at that point. If you're Minnesota, it's a non-negotiable, and I would pick the option of this year and next year because of what we talked about with the quarterback situation for next year. Because I will put more stock into this year
For
than
sure.
Quinn Ewers, Shador, and whoever else pops up out the scene. Maybe it's a Dylan Gabriel. Shout out to the Ducks, or like But oh yeah, to go back to the points that we were talking about before, a little quick point for Detroit. How blessed would y'all be if you had Chop Robinson fall to you at that
Mm,
pick? Like that
that would be
that
nice.
would be crazy in my
That'd be a great
opinion.
pick.
Yeah,
If
that
Brian
would.
Thomas was there for Detroit and we just saw we have to add to the wide receiver room, I would be
That would,
ready to try that.
yeah. Somebody would certainly be ecstatic. So we got a couple questions in here, and we got a couple statements. No pro gaming. Who do you think is the biggest underdog quarterback that will be great this draft? I feel like this is a thing. It's
This
just
you
like
can
the
go first because I already know your
Brock
answer.
Purdy effect. Like I think everybody knows who I think. I would just like to hear who you guys think.
Well, KT, I'm gonna steal your guy, Spencer Rattler.
Spencer Rattler. We can all go Spencer Rattler.
Because honestly, that's the only one I feel like my Pratt from
Michael Pratt from Tulane.
Tulane.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I don't really believe in him too much. Sam Hartman, oh Lord, nope. Joe Milton, nope.
Hey,
What's the
Joe
other
Milton
quarterbacks in
can't
this
throw a
class?
5 yard out, bro.
He can. Um, I'm trying to think of other quarterbacks in class on the top of my head. But yeah, no, all the other quarterbacks outside of after Spencer Rattler. Oh man, you might as well roll out with the quarterback you had last year. Actually, just pick up Mac Jones. Maybe he's good.
Honestly, you're not capping, bro. You're not capping. It was in Mobile. We saw it. Like
Mm.
he was literally the best one on his team. And some
Yeah.
people had their personal preferences of Joe, but I'm like, what drills are y'all watching? Like,
Right.
Hey, I'll take
bro,
Spencer Rattler over Bo Nix, honestly.
I wouldn't be mad at that either, bro. But I know
That's the
you
full
will get
state.
pushback.
SC
You will
about to
get
come at
crazy
your
pushback
head,
for
bro.
that. You will get
Nino
crazy
about to,
pushback for
about to
that.
be on
But
your
as
head
college
too,
football,
dog.
as college football diehard sickos, we are ready for whatever pushback. But like from to answer his question about what underdog,
Mm,
Spencer Rattler has been made out to have the most underdog story
for
to be
sure.
successful. And when he is, if he is, like his journey, you could say a lot that going to Mobile helped his draft stock immensely.
Yeah. I would certainly have to agree. So SC asked the question, well, not really asked the question, but he made a statement that led me to ask this next question I'm about to ask. So shout out to SC, man. SC has done a fantastic job. Fantastic job. As a contributor for the company, we truly appreciate him. He'll be out in Eugene this weekend for their spring game, so I'm definitely excited for the article he's going to do. Make sure you guys check out his show on CFB Nation, the Oregon Ducks podcast called the O. Fantasy drafts I'd rather take. Whoa, okay.
He's
That,
not
that
capping. That's facts
that's
because
What
Spencer
does
surprising.
say?
Rattler
You
Now,
is
know,
one
y'all
of
know
he
I'm not
the.
the
good.
fantasy guy, but I know more than there. So yeah,
I'm with him at
you agree with
cost
that?
per
How many
capita.
wide receivers will be taken in the first round?
All right, let's look at it. So we're gonna have what?
Marvin
You
Harrison
want to count
Jr.,
them out?
Yeah, let's
Yeah,
count
okay.
them up.
MSJ.
MS, Marvin Harrison Jr.,
Neighbors.
Neighbors.
Hold on, let's stop. Something just popped in my mind. Mo, Neighbors,
Yeah.
Marvin Harrison Jr.
Oh my gosh.
Jalen.
Neighbors.
Man, Moon just want to be different.
What,
Stop
yo?
it.
Yo, I'm
Moon just
about
want to be
to fly
different.
to Atlanta. Jalen, Marvin Harrison Jr. Malik Neighbors, bro.
We already had this talk.
Yeah, we had this discussion. I'm with you.
I'm playing.
I'm with you. I can.
No, Moon. Don't change just because we said something. If you
Nah,
want
bro.
neighbors, take
I
it to
had to
neighbors.
come to Marvin Harrison
ahead.
Jr.'s defense because people be trying to talk crazy about my man, like he ain't been balling out since prep in Pennsylvania. Like, what we talking about, bro?
but let's name them. So we had Marvin Harrison Jr. We had
Yeah,
Malik
yeah.
Neighbors,
That's we got Rome.
Romo Dunze.
That's 3. Do you count Brock Bowers as a tight end / wide receiver?
He's a tight end. We're gonna call him a tight end. So
He can be out, so we skip past him. Then we got
is
probably
Xavier
next
Worthy
one
going
coming
one?
off. Yep, he'll be there probably in the first round. You got Brian Thomas Jr. there.
Yeah. Well, AD Mitchell go one?
I think he goes one. Why not? Because you test it out. It's a rash for free.
Sneak in at one?
Who?
Lad McConkey? Slink in?
Hell yeah, he can sneak in at
round?
one. He's going to probably be back in round 1 or
I would say 6. 6 is the number I will
2.
go with. I don't think we'll get 7. And it's possible that we can get 5 and we can get a run of wide receivers in the second round, like we saw. And what draft was that with Deshaun Jackson and our guy Eddie Royal? What draft was that?
Before my time.
2009.
You got this, KT and Moon.
9, maybe 8.
I think it was
we
maybe
had
8 or 9, bro.
Yeah, it was fun talking to Eddie Royal at ACC Media Days last year too.
Yeah, it was super cool.
Remember when we asked him about why he cooked D'Angelo Hall like that on that Monday night game?
Yeah, it's just probably 7 wide receivers
6, 7.
going.
Yeah.
Okay.
If I see something crazy like 8 or 9, I'm sitting there like,
that would be
what are
bonkers.
you tweaking?
Then you talking about
on?
Xavier Leggett sneaking into the first round. Like that would be bonkers, bro.
Here's what I think. I think Marvin Harrison Jr., of course, Neighbors, of course, Odunze, of course, Brian Thomas, of course, AD Mitchell. I feel like those are 5.
So you think Worthy may go in the second?
Yes.
Okay.
You think they're gonna penalize him because of the drops, bro?
I mean, will you not penalize him because of the drops? That is the important thing about being a wide receiver.
Deshaun, we're talking about Deshaun. I think it was Deshaun Jackson.
Yeah, Deshaun Jackson. I was asking about Deshaun Jackson, Eddie Roll. What we had, they didn't go as high as we thought they would, but we had a one on wide receivers in the second round. I believe it was 2009. I believe it was 2009, maybe 20. No, I think it was 2009.
Worthy, that's tough, bro. All I know is that y'all better not let Xavier Worthy fall into the hands of the Kansas City Chiefs yet again, or we're about to be talking about the same parade going on in Kansas City again.
Hey, you know they're gonna beat the Bills again if the Bills make it to the playoffs. If they can make it to the playoffs.
You trying to bait me, man. It's okay, young. The Celtics lost yesterday. It's okay. Everything will be okay. Shout out to the Miami Heat, man. I won 800 big ones off the Heat last night. I appreciate you.
Tyler Hero on them 14-6 when he's stupid.
Like when the heck Tyler Hero get 14-6? That man might get 7.
That'll never happen.
14, okay, bro.
That's that black magic you be talking about.
And all of a sudden they make the franchise record for most threes in the game.
Whoa. We talking about the Heat doing black magic. SC over here doing black magic, bro.
He said if Worthy PPR show at SC Romero said if Worthy goes to Miami, does that slide him in the rankings? I'm guessing they're talking about fantasy rankings.
Yeah.
Hill and Waddle are there.
That's a question
because
I'm not a fantasy.
I would say no because if we're chasing touchdowns, if we're chasing explosions, then we got the right guy at home, at least with Tua. So we got the right guy at the home with Mike McDaniel. So if it slides him down, it's like
that's cheating, bro.
Maybe into the next tier. But just explosion alone, I would put him. I mean, he's not in the same time. Tyreek is in a whole nother category by himself, in my opinion, for fantasy. He's a cheat code. Waddle is just the injury concerns. So it's like, how healthy is a Waddle going to be in this season? Because if Waddle is limited in any capacity, then we have to vault Worthy up higher because he's going to be available. At least we would think. I hope so.
All right, fellas. Go ahead, Jay.
I mean, I'm not a fantasy guy. I mean, I'm just trying to use logic. So like, I'm trying to use like actual kind of maybe football logic right here. Too much of it, but like, I would think Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle over there, he won't get as many receptions, as many touchdown catches. So I would think that slides him. Isn't PPR like a first down,
Points
touchdown
per
type of
reception.
league?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They
that's
use him in the slot.
Oh
Like,
yeah, he'd be dangerous in the slot.
so that's a
yeah.
team we haven't talked much about. That's that team in the nation's capital. Um, I've heard split mixed stories. I heard that they like Drake May, but I also are hearing that they like Jaden Daniels. Who do y'all think goes at that number 2 spot, and how successful do you guys think they'll be in year one?
Ah,
I think they go Jaden Daniels, and I think Jaden Daniels is very successful. Well, I don't want to say very successful. I think he's successful.
But you mean like overall, like just his body of work, he'll be very successful. But in year one, like what would he be?
Yeah, I feel like he'll be okay.
Mhm.
I know if I'm not mistaken, they made moves to the offensive line.
Mhm.
So I feel like for the most part he'll be successful. I don't think he'll be competing with like rookie of the year though. I think Caleb Williams might run away with it, especially if the Bears are good. Then they'll factor that into the voting, of course. Yeah, I think he'll have success, but I think it all depends on what's around him in Washington, how it performs his year one in Washington.
I got a hot take, but I don't really know how hot it is, so I'm gonna call it on a mild.
Mhm.
Whatever quarterback goes to Washington, if they do select a quarterback, they're gonna have to deal with Sam Hartman. I mean, not Sam Hartman, Sam Howell. My fault. I was thinking about Notre Dame. They're gonna have to deal with Sam Howell somehow. Because I still believe that he had to deal with his lumps last year.
Yeah,
Wait, who's that quarterback?
Well, whoever goes number 2.
Bruh, they don't have nobody.
Hey, what's my man name on the burger job? Is it Jordan? What's your man name, Jay?
I mean, bruh, that's
crazy. Yeah,
Seattle?
Jordan.
Oh my God,
Jordan Baker.
Jordan Baker. Yeah. Jordan Baker, Washington Commanders quarterback.
Well, I walk it back, man. So that's my mild take was right in the mild category for a reason. But I say that because I would take Drake May over Jaden Daniels, bro.
But I do agree. Sam Howell was a good quarterback. At least I think he's somewhat good.
Nah, hold on. What you just say, Mo?
Huh?
What you just say?
I said I would take Drake May. I would take Drake May over Jaden Daniels. I've seen Drake May up close and personal.
You seen him in person. You seen him
3
in person.
different times, bro.
I get that.
And it's different when you get a chance to see film and like be a film guy and then watching it like up close on the sidelines. And
it's different.
The team, he had people walking out in North Carolina with a big drip on. I'm talking about the Carolina Blue, but like their fan base has like a different level of confidence now as his quarterback. And the way they talk about him, it's like he's like the next coming of Jesus, like for real. Like they look at him in that regard. It's like he saved North Carolina. He's the best quarterback to come through them, better than Howell. So,
But he's better than Mr. Trubisky. Oh,
Biscuit. I would take Drake May over Mr. Trubisky.
You know what, bro? You know what I hate? Sorry to get off topic. I hate casual college football fans or people that don't watch college football saying, "Oh, I don't like Drake May because Mr. Trubisky went to UNC type stuff." I hate that stuff. But they compare him to Mr. Trubisky.
That's lazy work.
Yeah. First of all, they don't even know who Sam Howell is. So they can't say, "Oh yeah, he's Sam Howell."
Yeah, that's
because I don't know Sam Howell is. They might know Sam Howell, but they don't know him went to UNC.
I would take Drake May over Sam Howell.
They don't doesn't see it that way. So you guys got anything else you want to add? I'm gonna read off this consensus draft that we did over at CFB Nation.
Just anybody but the Patriots draft JJ McCarthy number 2 or number 1. or trade up for number 3 and then draft JJ McCarthy and trade. I don't know. Just don't draft JJ McCarthy. Washington though, Drake May is KT. When we did our quarterback rankings, I had Drake May at number 2. I had Chase Daniels at number 3.
You did. I remember that.
That might flip flop sometime here and there, but honestly, I don't think it's no wrong choice. I think no matter what, it's like going to a 5-star restaurant and seeing chicken tenders on the menu. No matter what, what it's gonna taste like. It's gonna be good. Like, you can't go wrong with it.
So I'm gonna read off this consensus CFB Nation draft, man. Shout out to Nino, shout out to Dino, shout out to Moon, shout out to SC, shout out to Andy, and shout out to Draft Countdown who helped us put this together. With the first pick, of course, the Chicago Bears drafted Caleb Williams. The second pick, the Commanders took Jaden Daniels. LSU, third pick, New England took Drake May from North Carolina. The fourth pick, the Arizona Cardinals took Marvin Harrison Jr. At 5, the LA Chargers took Malik Neighbors. At 6, the New York Football Giants took Joe Alt. At 7, the Tennessee Titans took Dallas Turner. At 8, the Atlanta Falcons took Jared Verse from Florida State. At 9, the Bears took Rome Odunze from Washington. At pick 10, the New York Jets took Olu Fashanu from Penn State. At 11, the Minnesota Vikings took J.J. McCarthy from Michigan. At 12, the Denver Broncos took Bo Nix, Oregon. At pick 13, the Raiders take Tylee Suaga from Oregon State. At 14, the New Orleans Saints take Quinyon Mitchell from Toledo. We all are huge fans of him. 15, the Colts take Byron Murphy Jr. from Texas. At pick 16, the Seattle Seahawks take Laiatu from UCLA. At 17, the Jacksonville Jaguars take Brian Thomas Jr., wide receiver from LSU. At 18, the Cincinnati Bengals select Jalen's boy, Johnny Newton from Illinois. 19, the Los Angeles Rams take Terrion Arnold from Alabama. Jalen, that was something that you called that you thought he would go before Kool-Aid McKinstry. At pick 20, the Pittsburgh Steelers take Jackson Powers Johnson from Oregon. Pick 21, the Miami Dolphins take Brock Bowers from Georgia. At 22, the Philadelphia Eagles select Cooper DeJean from Iowa. At pick 23, the Minnesota Vikings take Troy Fatanu from Washington. I think this is best case scenario if they're able to get that quarterback that they want, and then at pick number 23, get a young tackle to go with them. That would be perfect. At 24, and I thought this was nasty work by Boomer. I love this pick. Dallas Cowboys took Xavier Worthy from Texas. At 25, the Green Bay Packers select Tyler Guyton, offensive tackle from Oklahoma. Pick 26, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to select Graham Barton from Duke. I believe you made that pick, Moon. At 27, the Arizona Cardinals select Nate Wiggins, cornerback from Clemson. Pick 28, the Buffalo Bills, I made the selection, take A.D. Mitchell, wide receiver from Texas. At pick 29, the Detroit Lions take Chop Robinson, Penn State. That's Nino's guy. I heard Nino talk about him for a while. Pick 30, Baltimore Ravens select J.C. Latham from Alabama. That's kind of great value at that pick. To get him at the pick that they got him at.
That's a Baltimore Ravens type of strategy right there.
Fantastic pick. At pick 31, San Francisco 49ers got Kool-Aid McKinstry. And at pick 32, I like this pick a lot. The Kansas City Chiefs got Troy Franklin from Oregon. Let me know in the chat how you guys feel about that. That was our work. We didn't do any trades, anything like that. We only did one mock, and I love that. It wasn't 2.0, 3.0. We only did one. There was no trades. We kept it fun.
We only need one.
I love it. We only needed one because we gonna get it right the first time. Goddamn it. So, Jalen, talk to me.
You know what I like?
What?
This didn't fall in the category of every CBS Sports, Fox Sports, ESPN. How they just got. Bro, I'm gonna sound like a hater. They got JJ McCarthy all going number top 3 and the top 2. I honestly not top 2, but top 3, top 4, top 5. I honestly feel like that just becomes. Like, it's like you ever heard the thing like a lie is told so many times that it just kind of starts to become true.
It becomes the truth.
Yeah, it's like that thing.
Like
it's like him being put in top 5, top 10 has happened so much that now it's just kind of going to become true. And now people feel like you have to do it in every mock draft,
right?
And then when we get to the draft.
Yeah.
We get to the draft. We in the draft room, and then we pander to JJ McCarthy 100 times.
He
And him and
chilling.
his
He
just
chilling in
chilling.
the green room, chilling.
Because the narrative
Mhm.
was based on what they put out that JJ should be in the top 5, top
Yeah.
10, like Jalen said.
Like, so I like the fact that JJ McCarthy just isn't in the top 5, and you know, y'all don't fall into that category of just making that pick right
Right.
there in like the top 5, top 7 area, just because it's the popular pick and
For sure.
it's gonna happen. So
And you
I do like that. Troy Franklin,
gotta-
I feel like is a good pick for the Chiefs also.
I love that pick, especially everything that's going on with Rashee Rice. Make sure you guys check out Draft Countdown. I'm not sure if Nino's going to be there tonight, but I know at least one or two of the nights he will be there with Draft Countdown. We won't be live during the draft, but this has been a blast. I'm glad everybody who's in here is in here. Check this out. Make sure you guys follow College Football Showdown on a podcast platform near you. This is our first live episode and our first video episode. Hopefully we can provide more of these to you. Moon, my man, I appreciate you. The waviest to ever do it. We got to get you on more episodes. It's definitely felt like read and react. You know what I'm saying? It had the vibe. That's why I had to get
Y'all
the
let me open
throwback.
the show. I'm already
on.
floored.
I'm gonna leave y'all with this. Any bold takes for tonight, gentlemen?
Who has the best draft outfit?
Is Jared Verse in the building?
Yeah, I think so.
If Jared Verse is in the building, like me and bro, we met him in person, man.
Yeah,
you said bro was comfortable. He was swagged on the ACC media days. He was rapping. If Jared Verse is in the building, I give it to Jared Verse.
See, I was going with it.
You gonna go with a skill position player like a wide receiver?
See, I was gonna go with a dumb take over a hot take. And see, I'm gonna say Penix gets taken before JJ McCarthy, but I feel like that's more dumb than hot.
That's spicy, baby. Yeah, that's spicy.
Troy Franklin going in the first round, I think it's kind of a hot take, because I haven't seen him Mike in the first round in a long time. He was Mike near the end of the first round, like I want to say by like the end of the regular college football season, maybe in the bowl season. But yeah, he hasn't been like, I really feel like, he could honestly go before AD Mitchell.
He slept on for real.
He is. He's not that great of a blocker, but yeah, he's pretty good. Like, and if he lands with the Chiefs, oh man, watch out. I mean, almost any wide receiver that lands with the Chiefs, as you know, as long as y'all can catch, as long as y'all can create separation and run routes, y'all should be good. So, you know, don't draw penalty flags or anything. You know, y'all should be good.
Yeah.
Oh, I would say hot take. Hold on, Moon. Hot take. The Bears still take all the time on the clock to make the number 1 pick.
Oh yeah, and even more hot take. I think Caleb Williams might get best dressed just because that man ain't got a lineup since he lost in the season. So he coming out with big drip
and everything.
He getting big drip today.
If it ain't Jared Verse, it's gonna be a corner, bro. It's gonna be a corner if it's not Jared Verse. Guaranteed.
I feel that too.
Hey Jalen, you can go ahead and take us home. I don't have the music uploaded.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Before we go, Moon, I want to hit you with a riddle. KT already heard this riddle before. I want to hit you with it.
Okay.
A rumor?
No, a riddle.
It's a riddle. It's a riddle.
Okay.
This is a thing on College Football Showdown.
It has to do with college football.
KT, you probably remember this riddle. If you don't, you can also answer. So in high school, I played Reggie Bush. I'm most known for wearing red. Or I'm most known for hold on. In high school, I played with Reggie Bush. In my playing career, I mostly wore red. I'm most known for who my backup was or breaking my leg.
Um, 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 is a hint. Is he in the Palmetto State, South Carolina?
No, he was an NFL quarterback. So, what I can give you
His name
is
rhymes with Pac-10.
what I can give you is his backup quarterback, or hold on, how can I forget? The quarterback that replaced him is a Hall of Famer, basically.
Dang. Okay, let me think, because you really got me. This man got the most series of
He
unfortunate events
most of
ever.
his career. So college he wore red, NFL he wore red. First team he wore red in the NFL. Second team he wore red in the NFL, if I'm not mistaken.
So you always
Even on
play
his
a
last
war,
team,
right?
he wore red, and he broke his leg. Moon. He broke his leg. You get two guesses. So
My first answer was gonna be my guy from South Carolina, the running back that broke his leg.
no, he's
I
a
hear
quarterback. He's a quarterback.
He's a quarterback.
Yes, he's a quarterback.
Okay, that's a game changer. I thought I was talking about running back. I mean quarterbacks. My fault. That's tough.
It is, I guess, but when you hear the answer, it's not.
I bow because I know I'm gonna be shocked when I hear it and it's the all red thing, because that's really messing with me. So I'm over here getting rid of teams in my mind, like Middle Tennessee, get the fuck out of here, like just out of my mind. Like you can just
It's
tell me the
Alex
answer,
Smith.
bro.
Broke his leg. Backup was Patrick Mahomes. Wore red in Kansas City. Wore red in 49ers. Wore red on Commanders. Wore red in Utah. They played Reggie Bush in high school.
That should have been the first place that my mind went.
I didn't get it right either, bro.
What did you guess?
I think I guessed Matt Flynn.
Yeah, you guys like Matt Flynn or something. But yeah, I was like, because it's tough, KT, but I thought that was gonna be an easy one for you. Like, I don't know, because I think when I say you're most famous for your backup and breaking your leg, I automatically like go to Patrick Mahomes and of course Alex Smith, breaking his tibia.
Yeah,
You're more famous than your backup. Patrick Mahomes, yes.
Yeah, it was a bunch of them. But Jalen, go ahead and take us home.
But yeah, appreciate everybody for watching. Go check out KT's channel, Governor College Football. Go subscribe to this channel, CFB Nation. Go check out Moon's channel, Moon Vibes TV. Go check out my channel, Just Jalen. Yeah, go check out CFB Nation on Google, or not Google, but their website, dcbnation.com. And, if you Google it, you can probably find it. Go check out their Twitter at DCFB Nation. And we'll catch y'all out next time as KT really closes it out with his normal closeout.
So I always like to say there are no more victories in the sport that survive and advance. That's why college football has the greatest regular season. And until next time, hey Jalen,
the boys are back in town.
Dang, when you got a YouTube copyright strike.